Certified Solo here, doing the fourth and final VR. Well, I wouldn't say final VR. The final VR for this recording session, anyway. This VR is for pipes, beards, and guns, and I gotta say I love the name of the channel. The only thing that would make it better is if he maybe added bikes to it, like pipes, beards, bikes, guns, but that's a tongue twister. So maybe don't do that. Anyway, he's doing a GAW for his 300 sub and 1 year anniversary. So that's pretty amazing. 300 subs in a year. And he's doing, I think, a fairly unique prize. I think he's giving away some tobaccos, and to be honest, I can't even recall about the tobaccos or what else he's given, because what drew my attention was the piece of art that he's giving away. He has made a piece of tobacco art that's like a picture frame. It's like one of those deep picture frames that you hang on the wall, and he's taken everything from tobacco tins to stickers to actual tobacco and placed it inside this container and made a pretty unique custom piece of artwork. And I appreciate that because I like doing stuff like that too. In fact, right now I'm in the process of redoing my shop, and you can see I like ornamental stuff, I like purposeful stuff, stuff that you can actually use, right? Same thing, stuff that you can use. You can see that I've got stuff that I use in the shop, so I'm very practical, but I also like tinkering with things. So I appreciate the fact that he's put this together for us. And I'll go back to something I've said in previous videos. The fact, and no harm, no foul for people who just give away tobacco and or pipes. Absolutely appreciated, absolutely awesome that they can do that. But for people that have the natural ability to work with their hands and create things, I think it is so cool. As somebody who is one of those types of people, I think it's so cool to be able to give something away that you've made or that you've helped make better, or etc. That's why in my original GAW that I did, I gave away one of the pipes that I restored, because my hands actually fixed that pipe and sent it off, and I've given away at least one more of those pipes as well, of the 3 that I did in that video. And I appreciate the fact that somebody takes their time and their effort and their creativity to do something. So pipes, beards, and guns, I appreciate the fact that you're doing that. So I'm looking over here, I got my list. His question for us is, what is your hobby other than pipe smoking? Well, I think that's probably obvious. Is riding my motorcycle. Anything to do with Harleys, this is not my motorcycle. This is just some artwork. It's actually the old handlebars off one of my old bikes that I'm going to turn into something to do with my new shop. Which again is kind of why, like I said, I like that creativity. It'd be kind of weird to actually put my motorcycle right here in front of the camera. So, I mean, that's my other hobby. My other hobby that I really enjoy is being on my bike, being in the wind, being with buddies. I kind of get the same thing out of riding my bike that I get out of the YTPC, which is camaraderie, brotherhood, and sisterhood, although I don't have any girls that we ride with. On occasion, my wife goes with me, so there is sisterhood there too. But I kind of get the same thing out of that. One of the things that's always meant a lot to me is friends, people that I share common interests with. I've told you several times that I've got about 8 buddies that I ride motorcycles with, and that's kind of what we do. If there's a free weekend that nobody's doing anything, odds are 2 or more of us are probably out on the road, seeing the hill country in Texas, seeing small places. We've actually got one of the guys that is on our riding group who is a history buff, specifically Texas history. And where he works, he has a lot of knowledge about Texas history. So more often than not, we find ourselves going to places that are fun to go to, but also going to places that you might not otherwise find in Texas. We've been to the oldest oak tree in Texas. We've been to several forts, old military forts in Texas. We've been to a few breweries in very small towns. We've been to the most remote brewery in the U.S., which is Alpine, Texas. It's Big Bend Brewing, which I'm sad to say they are at least postponing operations for a while. They kind of got screwed over in a business deal. It had nothing to do with the fact that they were the most remote. They were actually in the process of moving their brewing operations to another city, and the company that was supposed to build their brewing equipment basically screwed them. Went out of business, filed for bankruptcy, something to that effect. I don't know all the details, but regardless, we get to experience a bunch of things in Texas. We get to meet a lot of folks at gas stations, at these sightseeing type places, and I just absolutely appreciate that. I appreciate meeting new people and making new friends. And we've got friends that we've run into, or people that we've run into on the road on non-Harleys. Just to let you know, I'm not a snob. But on non-Harleys that we still interact with. We found these guys, two guys on Hondas that were riding coast to coast, and they were writing a book about it. And we've still been in contact with them, trying to figure out when their book's going to get released, etc. But we had several dinners with them. It's that kind of it's that kind of camaraderie that kind of gives me hope for mankind in general, right? You see in the news, it's everything bad, everything this and that, and it's not all bad. There's a lot of really good folks out there, and smoking a pipe, riding a bike, both of them let me get to meet a few of those folks, which I appreciate. So that is my other hobby. So Pipes, Beards, and Guns, I appreciate you. I appreciate your channel. Congrats on 300 subs, man. That's and a year. That's pretty big accomplishment. So with that, I'm going to stop boring you with all my stories, and maybe next time you'll see me in a video smoking a different pipe, and not an aromatic, which I almost never smoke, by the way. But sometimes when you get a sweet tooth, by the way, Malto Dolce, when you get a sweet tooth, you gotta do some sweet tobacco. There's nothing wrong with that, folks. You can still go back to aromatics every now and then. It's okay. I mean, if you really want to. I'm not saying you have to, but you can. Anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling. I am Roglad Soli. Keep the rubber side down, folks.